Buhay Pilipinas, this is the PBA on TV5. Ang labanang San Miguel Beermen at Kia Sorrentos malapit na mag-umpisa mula rito sa Smart Araneta Coliseum. My name is Charlie Guna together with Coach Ryan Gregorio. In this battle, Kia wants to take one for the road. Dahil babiyahin nga sila sa Macau para panoorin ang kanilang coach na si Manny Pacquiao na lalaban sa linggo. They want to take a win with them. San Miguel, on the other hand, wants to hand them a loss to take with them to Macau.
A tale of two different directions for these two teams. As what you've mentioned, itong Kia, they've dropped their last 6 games. They're 1-6 right now. And after the loss of Alaska, itong San Miguel has a chance to have a taste of first place. As we take a look at the team standings, San Miguel with 5-1 right now, while Kia trying to avert early elimination. We all know the tournament format dictates that the 11th and the 12th teams will be automatically eliminated, while the number 1 and the number 2 teams will be in the semifinals automatically.
Medyo magre-relax na yung 1 and 2. They'll have time to rest their tired bodies after an 11-game elimination round. So yung semi-slot na yan, San Miguel really trying to gain that, to get that advantage, and Kia trying to stay out of the cellar. As you mentioned earlier, natalo ang Alaska sa Barako Energy earlier, 85-78. Barako moved further from those two other teams, the expansion teams, Blackwater and Kia. But Kia does have one victory, which they got against Blackwater. So in a better position, in fact, to go up. And if they beat the powerhouse San Miguel Beermen, eh malay mo, baka magtuloy-tuloy na.
Anything can happen, as what we've seen earlier in our first game. Alaska was actually 5-0, but they lost to Barako Bull.
Yan natin mga starting lineups, ang mga nakapulang Kia Sorrento. Buen Suceso in Dehesa, ang kanilang mga guardia. Kyle Pascual, ang kanilang sentro. Richie Alvarez and Ighalo. Ang forwards, Ighalo has not played in the past few games. He was on the reserve list, has been activated para sa labanan na ito. On the other hand, para sa San Miguel Beermen, they're in white. It's going to be Ross and Pascual in the backcourt. Fajardo in the middle, of course, and Arwin Santos and Chris Lutz at forwards, and Ronald Pascual tracks down that ball off the tip. First possession goes to San Miguel, and there are 2 Pascuals, one for Kia, the other for San Miguel in this ball game. May pangatlo pa, naglaro earlier. Yun naman si Jake Pascual para sa Barako Energy. And Ronald hit a big 3 sa huling laro nila kontra sa Ginebra late in that game. Starts out the game with 1 dito.
It's always important for San Miguel to shoot shots early on from the 3 to open up the space para kay Fajardo in the long run.
Here's Buen Suceso. He has had some success at the point guard position, but right now they throw it away. That's a turnover para sa Kia Sorrento. And you know, you might think na maraming turnovers itong Kia Sorrento. No, they're one of the better teams at taking care of the ball. They only have average 13 turnovers a game. In fact, San Miguel averages more turnovers than they do. So that's a rare turnover para sa kanila.
Yes, the problem with Kia really is their shot selection. They're having a hard time scoring baskets. They're miserable from the 2-point area, really bad from the 3-point area, and also dead last from the free throw area. So if there's one thing really, they must hit open jumpers like the shot of Kyle Pascual.
That must make Coach Glenn Capasio very happy. Unang tira ni Kyle pumasok yan. Because alam naman natin, he's going to have trouble defending Junmar Fajardo. Nakita na natin kanina, they went straight to Junmar, naka 2 points agad siya. But Kyle Pascual have to make Junmar work on the other end as well.
That is correct. Kailangan mailabas niya itong si Junmar Fajardo because Junmar is averaging 3 blocks per ball game, and majority of his block shots are happening inside the paint. So if he is guarding a guy who steps out from 12 to 15 feet, that will force him to step out also. Yung mga penetrators itong Kia might be open eventually.
Junmar tumira ng 3. Alam niya kasi 2 seconds on the shot clock. Quick thinking. Almost made it 2. And you know, ito si Junmar Fajardo, alam naman natin he's got that nice stroke, good form from the outside. Who knows? Baka naman sa practice napapasok talaga niya yung mga threats na yan.
Yes, and he's allowed to take shots from the outside once in a while because he's a very good shooter from the field, 54% from the field, and he's averaging 16.3 points per ball game. Number 4 top scorer in the league.
And second in rebounds overall, so double-double machine talaga ito si Junmar. In fact, he has not missed double-double in all the games. Diba? Points and rebounds. So he's really such a force, reigning, defending MVP ng ating liga. 5-2 pa rin ating score. They go right in dito kay Junmar Fajardo. And itong rookie na si Kyle Pascual really will have fits trying to guard him. But we've seen that in the past, Coach Ryan, sa lahat ng laro ng Kia, all the teams attack Kia inside right away, knowing na yung front line ng Kia medyo short.
That is correct. Wala talaga silang masyadong malaking mga manlalaro and they will be having a hard time against Junman Fajardo. But itong si Pascual, many eyebrows were raised when he was picked at number 3 and now slowly but surely, it started the game against Ginebra. Nagpapakita na siya why he was drafted that high.
But the confidence level, syempre tumaas yun after hitting that big shot and scoring 7 points against Barangay Ginebra. And now, you can see very confident. Pasok yung unang tira. Nakadalawa na. Chris Ross on the fast break gets 2 of his own. So, 3 of the starters ng San Miguel Beer have already scored 10-2. It's an early 8-point lead for the Beermen.
That's really the strongest suit in the game of Chris Ross. He creates a lot of turnovers. In fact, he's number 3 in terms of steals with 2.1 points per ball game, steals per ball game. At ito, talagang miserable na naman itong Kia from the field.
It's just a matter of making the shots. So drive kay Buen Succession. Second miss inside. The tip from Richie Alvarez. Hindi niya naipasok. Lutz is on the run. Goes behind his back. Kala ko dribble yun. Pasa pala. That's an assist and that's a basket mula kay Arwin Santos. 12-2. What a run mula rito sa San Miguel Beermen. Just asserting themselves in the early goings of this game. The 30-second timeout agad tinawag nito si Coach Glenn Capasso. You don't want to get behind too big so early in the ballgame. Ito yung agaw nila. And there's the pass. Oh, nakita niya si Arwin. Arwin completes that fast break brought to us by Smart Bro, tomorrow's internet.
Not many people realize this, but that was indeed a very creative assist pass by Chris Lutz. Is actually the #1 assist man here for San Miguel Beermen, averaging 3.6 assists per ball game. Kaya nga naman talagang maganda itong team play na pinapakita ng koponan ni Coach Leo Austria.
You know, pag tinignan natin yung lineup ng San Miguel Beermen, it really is a powerhouse lineup. It has been for several years. Kahit yung Petron sila last season and a few seasons before that. There's been a lot of frustration dahil sa what people see as underachievement on their part. But alam naman natin, if they come together, this is such a potent lineup. You have those 2 front liners na pinag-usapan natin kanina, but top to bottom, walang itatapon dyan sa lineup nila.
Yes, and of course, they have a goal to really win it all in the All-Filipino Conference. They may be the winningest franchise in the league with 19, but they have not won All-Filipino Championship in 13 years. 2001 pa sila huling nag-champion.
That's right. So talagang gusto nilang makakuha. And of course, they have won their share of all Filipinos, but yun na nga, 13-year drought. A while ago, there was a drive. Tapos ito si Buen Succession naman was fouled away from that ball. Completes that shot. It's 5 points for Kia, cutting the lead down to 7, 12-5 in favor of the Beermen. And yun, isa sa mga bagong insert sa lineup ng Kia Sorrento is now on the floor. That's Joffer Custodio, number 62. And he's not a rookie. Naglaro na yan para sa Global Board last season, just a couple of games. And alam naman natin, he's a scorer from MLQU. So tingnan natin if he can come in and make an impact sa kanyang unang laro. Ayun na, nakaagaw na si Joffer Custodio as if on cue. But when Succession brings it back out and says, hey, nandiyan yung depensa ng San Miguel.
Yes, credit that one to the transition defense of San Miguel. No easy shots for Kia. Again, interesting itong development ng roster ng Kia na ito. They've changed 5 players and new players are actually seeing action for the very first time. At ito si Ben Suceso, 5 straight points for his team. So good timeout para rito kay Coach Glenn Capasso.
Si Buen Suceso has been starting at the point guard position for Coach Glenn Capasso. He plays almost 30 minutes a game, dominating at that point guard spot. Of course, Dehesa has also played some point and a lot of shooting guard. Rudy Linganay also shared point guard duties with them. Pero as we said, wala nga siya sa lineup for today's ball game. So let's see who will take that slot. They moved up 1 point guard to join them. That's Jonathan Pareño. Tingnan natin kung ipapasok rin ni Coach Glenn yan si Pareño maya-maya.
We've been talking about the interesting roster shuffle here for Coach Glenn Capasso. Rudy Linganay, the 3rd leading scorer in this team, averaging 7.8 points per ball game. is not in the roster, together with Hans Tiele, who's the second leading scorer with 9.4 points per ball game. Pati na rin si Alvin Padilla. So in other words, with these three players alone, averaging 24.3 points per game or 33% of their total output, kailangan talaga maraming contributors itong mga ibang players from Kia.
Yun na nga, who's going to step up? Dehesa sa jumper, hindi pumasok yan. Good defense, good challenge on the part of the Beerman. Chris Ross, what a pass! Masyadong matindi yung pass, ha? Hindi na na-handle ni Chris Lutz. But that could have been a potentially spectacular play para rito sa San Miguel Beer.
Always, Chris Ross has great vision. He's very unselfish, especially in fast break situations na mali lang yung kanyang tansya doon.
Of course, you know him very well. Naging point guard mo rin yan si Chris Ross on your team. And he's been known to be an efficient pass-first kind of guy. Hindi naman scorer yan, di ba? Pag nakaka-score yan, parang bonus na lang. Ayan, bonus. Mike Burtzer, another guy who's not known to be a scorer, has not played the past few games as well, comes in and immediately contributes to the cause of his team with a side jumper at nababa na yung lamang sa tatlo. 6:18 remaining in the first quarter. We'll take a break.